Well, hello and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht. I am here today. We have an unbelievable episode here. We have Mayma Karmo, who is on the line. Mayma, say hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we also have Kelly Weber, facial consulting at Kelly S. Weber. Hello, Kelly. Oh, so great to see you.
Well, you too. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. And Eve Monica's on her way. She's just stuck in a little bit of DC traffic. So while we're waiting for Eve to join us live as well, I'm just going to give a little bit of intro about Kelly Weber is a facial reader and has studied the science of Chinese medicine. She's developed a unique process, one that completes a puzzle of who a person has been in their past, in their present, and will be in their future. Her practice currently serves talent acquisition, jury selection consulting, and soulmate profiling. It's just going to get interesting, Kelly. As well as face training webinars. And Mayma Karmo is bestselling author, CEO, and coach, and has been a huge inspiration to me and so many others. She's been on Oprah twice, The Today Show, and Good Morning America. Mayma has an unbelievable event coming up September 22nd, I Manifest Bliss. So make sure you go on her site to sign up because the tickets are limited and it will transform your life. Trust me. So you just got to go to maymakarmo.com. And Eve Monica is president of Sip with Socialites, a blog on events, style, and philanthropy. She's also an astute tarot card reading, specializing in the realm of love. So make sure you guys sign up. She's having a Barbie party coming up on September 9th. And so when she gets here, we'll have her discuss it in more detail. So thank you guys again for being on the show.
Thanks for having us. We're happy to be here.
Yay. Okay, so Kelly, you got to give us a background. So tell us, what is facial reading?
Well, as you mentioned, it's a branch of Chinese medicine.
Okay.
And it's centuries-old technology, so it's nothing I've made up, I promise. But to give you a little background about it is that practitioners used to help their patients. We didn't have modern medicine back in the day, so they would actually look at them and survey the tongue, check the pulse, look at their face for any type of discolorations, and they'd be able to treat their patients by acupuncture and herbal treatments.
Oh.
So they would, as they researched this, they noticed that there's patterns in your physical body that are linked to your personality. So they were able to see everything from how someone behaves, they feel, repressed emotions. Any of that would show on the face. And so that's how it all came about. To take it a little bit further, just to give you some background there, you have your 5 major organs that actually show in your face.
Oh.
And tied to each organ is an emotion. So when you go through life and you experience good, bad, whatever it may be, and you repress emotions, they're going to show on your face on that organ. So that's how I'm able to read faces.
I can't wait to get into some facial reading. Get to do facial reading.
I want to learn that skill.
I know.
Well, I love teaching it, so no problem there.
That's awesome. Well, Eve just joined. We already gave you your bio, darling. You got Kelly and Mayma's on the line as well.
Hi.
Hi, Mayma.
So
Hi.
I was just saying that I'm sure traffic was a bear. Yeah,
It was.
I mean, it's crazy.
It was.
Yeah. So she was just giving us a little bit of background on what is facial reading. So how do you determine, I guess one of my questions, by looking at someone's facial features, how can you determine their past, present, and future? What are some examples?
Well, what's interesting, I actually read faces kind of going top down. So I can see everything from if you've had a hard birth, if you had childhood experiences, I can see that as well. Also, when I read faces, I start here because when you, as you go through life and you, let me back up. You can usually see your childhood, any events that show in your ears, and then as you get older, your 20s are up in your forehead, and then it goes 30s, 40s.
Botox.
But then it goes up and around.
Oh my God! Did you have to go there, Jen?
I can see that those lines.
Oh wow!
So the past is obviously I look at childhood things. Where you're at today is basically the age that you're at today, and I can see lines. So I call them lines. I don't call them wrinkles because I think that we've deserved everything that we put on our face today because due to emotions, right?
So it's
I look at that. You have lines
but it's for your face.
Is that true?
What was that again?
It's similar to like palmistry, but it's for your face. By the lines, you read it by the lines.
Correct.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
And then what about
Yeah.
the future? How can you tell the future on their face?
Well, I'm not a psychic, but I wish I was. But what you can tell is that, as you, if you repress emotions in your 20s and then you don't deal with them, they're going to come back in your 30s and then in your 40s. So you gotta get rid of the gunk. I always say, get rid of the repressed emotions, and then you won't have to repeat that. So that's the future part. Is if you just process your emotions, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Interesting.
I know,
Love it.
right?
Yeah.
So what would you say, because you also work with your background is jury selection consulting, right? So, and I said, so when you're talking about also in the corporate world, as we come from business, boardroom into the dating world, what are some of the leadership traits or that somebody can look for when casing through candidates, basically?
Great question. So a lot of the leadership traits are, the easiest thing to look at on a face for leadership qualities is the face shape. And those are some of the easy things that you can actually see. What I usually try to train folks on are if you just kind of put your hands in a square shape, and if you look at someone's face and they fit in that shape, then they're a square. And that's usually someone that's a very strong leader, someone that is doesn't like to be pushed around, wants to lead and kind of get out of my way type of attitude. Another face shape is someone that has a little bit longer face shape, so it's more of a rectangle shape. And those folks are not as, I want to say, controlling, or they don't have to be in charge, but they can lead. And they also are that mentor type. So those are the two real quick things that I always like to teach, saying those are the things that you should look for in a leadership quality.
How about someone who is dishonest?
Yeah, like lying.
Yeah.
There's none of those out there, right?
Right. No.
Yeah, a lot of the dishonesty. That's a good one. I get a lot of those questions. I have some friends and also colleagues are like, some guys have maybe not have been as forthcoming and maybe, cheated a little bit. And it's like, where is the lying, we'll just say jerk line on the face,
Yes,
But
yes, yeah.
Where is that? Because that's going to be the first line that I look at.
So the first, you can tell someone's lying by just kind of looking at, as they're telling a story, or as anyone is. If you're trying to make eye contact, you're opening your eyes, you're using your eyebrows, you're using different muscles in your face, and you notice when someone starts to lie, their eyes kind of go straight, and if you look at their bottom eyelid, and if that goes straight, they're lying.
Is it because I heard it was the left eye? If the left eye goes crazy to the side, that's like an indicator. But you're just saying wow,
Wait, so if they're repeat that again.
this is good.
So if when you're telling a story, people are usually using their hands, or they're just using their eyes, their eyebrows, and most of the time when they start to lie, their bottom lid goes straight. And it's sometimes it could be really quick. You just got to practice it, but you can definitely see that. Practice on kids. It's so easy.
Oh yeah,
Bottom lid goes straight.
Oh, good luck.
I know
Just drop some
someone,
knowledge
they must
right
walk
now.
around with their bottom lids like this constantly.
I mean, it's like they put like a lying Botox right up in that there, and just forever.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question. Are certain facial types more compatible to date? Because some couples who are successful, who are happy, tend to kind of look similar in kind of like their facial structure. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that happens. I get a lot of questions when I'm doing a lot of the online profiling for some of the folks out there in the dating world. They tell me, I'm looking for a guy. So I'll tell them when they send me these pictures of people, love mates, I'll tell them, what are you looking for? Or do you just want me to do, a quick, easy, personality and character trait type thing? But what usually someone with an oval face or a round face usually are more compatible with face shaped people more so than someone with a square or rectangle, because they're a little more they're out there, they're more athletic, they like to be out and about, and people with more of an oval shaped face they don't have to be that control type person.
I mean, there you go on Bumble right there. Dating site, right?
Yeah.
By the pictures, and we'll get into that a little bit. So, sorry to interrupt. I just thought that was a really good point.
And I'm is my face oval? It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna find out because she's gonna read us. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
She's gonna. Kelly's gonna. Everyone, you're gonna get a deep dive into knowing all past.
I want to get
present,
mine done.
Yeah, I know. You're
Can you
on
guys
it
do mine
too.
remotely?
Yeah, I already sent her the pictures.
I'll text you
We're
a picture of
good.
me from Facebook.
Yeah, no, I sent her the stuff, so she's got you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, oh, honey, I already got it taken care of. I'm a Virgo. You know this. So, but I think that's really interesting because, and then we'll kind of talk about that when you're thinking about profiles and what pictures, which profiles pictures should we be putting up there or looking for. I mean, I'm talking to N Sunglasses and Profile. I have something that's coming down the pike that you're all gonna like here in a hot minute about how getting rid of that. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
I'll tell you.
excited.
Yeah, you should.
We're
It's
excited.
like limited edition, so keep it posted. So, can you give us some examples?
Sure. So I always say keep it professional. Even if it's on Facebook versus Twitter versus Snapfish and all that social media stuff, everybody, and it's part of my job. I help recruiters find you when you're looking for a job. So if you're out there, drinking, have the glasses on, and just doing things that, maybe an employer wouldn't want you to be doing, you're being looked at before you even go in for that first interview. So I say, keep it clean. And then I notice a lot of people too, and this is a little tidbit of information too. I notice a lot of people take pictures with their right side showing to the camera. And what's interesting about that is what's that?
I do that. And I think Mayma does that too because we have the same side.
Yeah,
Yes,
I do too. Right side. I'm a right sider.
Yes.
There you go. So the reason why is if you were to draw a line down the center of your face and make two halves, right? The right side of your face in Chinese medicine is what you portray to the public. And the left side of your face is what you portray to yourself.
Oh.
So as you go and you look at yourself in the mirror and you compare your right to your left side, if your eyes are different shapes, if your mouth is a little different on one side versus the other, you can see these different facial features change. So that means that you're not being true to yourself.
Oh,
And
wow.
you're trying to show the public, I'm really this way, but I'm really that way behind the scenes.
Wow.
I like that. So we have to make a pact, girls, that we're gonna, head on pictures.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm keeping it real.
I'm keeping it real. I love you.
Keeping it real. Keeping it 100.
Keeping it at 100. I love it. Well, okay. So, should they be? I mean, obviously, I say this regardless. I mean, I've seen some pictures coming through that like people are like flicking off the camera. I'm like, is that? Yes. I'm like, number one, people, you gotta watch your social media. I cannot stress that enough. Be very careful what you write and what you post.
What you post because
Yes.
it's out there.
It's out there, and people
Yeah.
see it. I mean, you're talking for dating, but even jobs or contracts or whatever. You got some scandalous stuff on your page. You never know who's seeing it.
Yeah.
You never know. And that could come down the line, may not be just right, at front, but just be professional. And even in the dating world, right? I mean, and now if you're, we talked about oval face, right? So that's something like one, what is the most people, some people say, well, I get swiped right. Some people say I don't. Like, what do you think some advantages or pictures or a way they should pose themselves? So I said, I mean, I know you said, is it straight on or is it just to go with the good side or to put the left side out there? I mean, what do you suggest?
Well, I just, like you said, I always say just be yourself. It doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you are who you are, it doesn't matter. Just, put your pictures out there, but just be, like you say, be professional, be cautious, make it look right. I always say, just be yourself. Write your content. Don't be copying other people's content out there and saying,
Right.
"Oh yeah, I do this too," or
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's
it's-
a good bio. Let me just copy and paste it.
Switch some words around.
Yeah, switch them up, add some. I mean, have the same
I see a
emojis.
lot. I do. You just like, they're the standard format on the dating site is like, I do this, and then you go, and I look at their pictures. I'm like, no, you don't. That's not you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like people. We do read the bios. Okay, so just make sure that they're right. I had a conversation at lunch today with I was down at a customer site and we were talking about it, and one of the guys was on there and he was saying that he like people are still being dishonest. Like pictures like, oh yeah, that was a picture from 6 years ago. And he's like, well, and he's like, well, I stayed for the dinner. I said, well, that's interesting because now you're already false advertising.
Yeah.
Right. You've already have it. I already don't trust you. I think that you're already lying. I mean, what would you do? Would you stay or would you go?
That's a good question. I think that if they were like attractive or nice, I'd probably stay.
Right. You don't want to be rude.
Because you're already out.
Yeah, you're
You've
there.
already gotten
You're
dressed.
committed.
You're already there.
Right.
I mean, if it's completely ridiculous and you were complete catfish, then I would leave.
Right.
My friend, I have a girlfriend. She's been catfished twice.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Um,
You can't say. I mean,
No,
yeah,
it was
that's fine.
ugly.
Oh, really? Oh, God. Okay. Well, let's see. That's not good.
No.
That's not good. So just be honest out there, people, and be human, please, for the love of God.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, and I digress.
I will tell you, I went on Tinder. I had one great, situation from that.
Yeah.
It didn't last, but it was good.
Yeah.
But I one guy who sent me a picture, he looked presentable. He said he was athletic, et cetera, et cetera.
Why do I feel like this is really bad?
We met for a drink, and the man walks into the restaurant, and I tell you, there was no resemblance to the person on Tinder, like none. And all my appetite left. I was instantly not hungry.
But like that was a fake picture, or was like an old picture?
I think it was one of him from 10 years ago.
Oh,
and now
wow.
I don't mind, but like Jen said, if you can't be honest about yourself
Yeah.
up front, then also, why pretend to be who you're not? Because when I see you, I'm going to either be attracted to you or not, So
Right.
he kind of
Just
Yeah.
be
wasted
honest. Yeah, you're
wasted
saving
my time and his time. So we
Yeah.
had a nice time chatting, but he was like, "Oh, am I going to see you again?" And I said, "I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen."
I love you. I don't think so.
I don't think so. But my point was that if he had actually been honest about his picture itself, I would have had that. I wouldn't have not trusted him, but trust to me is everything.
Yeah.
So when you
100%.
present one way and trying to pretend to be something else, then for me it's a big turn off.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me a foreboding of things to come.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna real quick. I want to do one facial reading, and then we're gonna take a break. So,
I'm excited to see this.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
All right. So.
Yay.
All right. So you can do me first. I know that
Okay,
sounded
yeah,
really
yeah.
bad.
That's me good.
So Jen's first. Okay.
Okay. All right. What
All
you
right.
got? Scared.
Oh,
Did you say you were scared?
I'm scared.
I took a couple notes because I wasn't sure how this would work out, over
Okay.
Skype. So, but no, you guys all have great faces. First of all, let me just say that.
And so do you.
Yes, darling.
Jen,
And your hair is fabulous.
so Jen, you have very high standards. You are a perfectionist. You could be just a little high-strung when you want to be too.
Yeah.
At least I'm getting the validation here.
Yeah. Okay. And continue. I love it.
You push yourself very hard, but that's what makes you very successful as well. And your eyes tell me too that you're someone that sees the big picture because they're a little bit further apart, and that's how I just kind of balance your facial features based off your face. So, and you're someone that really does get that big picture. And you've had I'm just looking at influence from your past. You have a strong mother's influence, but it looks like your father influence is stronger than your mother's.
Yes.
It does not necessarily always have to be a positive one. It just means that they've influenced you in some way when you were growing up. Your eyes are a little bit almond shaped, so that just tells me too that you are very good at showing your emotions, but you're not governed by your emotions either. You know how to express them, when to express them. You're not
Very-
over emotional.
yeah,
You just you know when to let them come out.
Yeah.
But you're very warm and sensitive when you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just looking at your eyebrows there too, that you're very action oriented. So you don't spin out in your head too much. You're able to make a decision when you know it's right and you go. You don't waste any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. What about my forehead? What's that? I have a big forehead. You can't really tell.
You don't have a big forehead.
I didn't. It looks like to me that it kind of goes straight up and down.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I can pull up the bangs a hot minute. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
you're
straight up and down.
You're a linear thinker, so that's really good. That's a great trait to have.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And your mouth just tells me too that you're very generous, and that you're once again you're able to express emotions. You're really good at that. Your nose looks a little squared off to me. That just tells me that you're very practical and that you're really good with your money and your investments.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. I think you have great features, and you're very talented at what you do. So I think it's great that you're leading empowering women, which is something that's very hard to do. And I commend you. You're my.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you. So I'm going to ask an age, and I think everyone should ask. So if we're looking for dating people, based on my profile, who should I be looking for? Like, what kind of facial features that would be a good fit for me based on my facial shape?
Well, I think someone with like a trapezoid face, and
Triangular patterns?
What?
Is that what
Yeah.
we're going for?
A trapeze? Like what?
Sure, triangular patterns. Well,
No,
no, you
not
know
a
my
triangle,
velociraptor
a
theory. I mean, that's
trapezoid,
how I
sorry.
do business. You know, they just don't see the other two coming, and then you're just done. It's a true story. So, all right. So
No, you-
continue. Sorry.
You would be great to find someone with a trapezoid face. And just to give you a little tidbit too, people, I know I'm talking about shapes, but I do have a podcast out there. So if you're ever interested in learning more about face shapes, go for it. Out there on YouTube, I'm out there with all the different shapes, so you can kind of learn a little more if you're interested.
Is that one of those ones that have like the jawline like this?
It's actually
Like
higher
Bethany
on
Frankel?
top.
Oh, higher on the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
then
then
down.
squared off
Oh.
on the chin.
Oh, that's how I'm going to be casing everybody by now. I mean, I'm using that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And why would
people
that be a
like
good fit?
Are very creative, and I think you would be very compatible with a creative person.
That makes sense. Is there anything else I should be on the lookout based on my shit?
Who should she stay away from?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I know.
She stay away from? Like, what shape is like her, stay away?
Stay away.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. It would probably be triangle. So triangle is almost like the trapezoid, but it's you have a small pointier chin, and also the cheeks are a little more concave, go inward a little bit more than being more fleshy.
Oh, okay. So like high cheekbones?
Not necessarily high cheekbones. The fleshy part is what would be going in more. So I'm trying to think who would
They
be.
sound unattractive, so I don't think you're going to have a problem, Jen.
Like, I can't even visualize that. I'm like, are they like
concave
emaciated?
cheeks?
Yeah, I was like, sort of zombie
Well,
world.
not really concave, but like the more like a runner. You know how runners seems to be more their cheeks seem to be a little more inward than someone
Oh,
with fleshy
okay,
cheeks. that
okay.
type
Yeah,
of thing.
okay.
I'll try to think of a celebrity for you.
Yeah. You'll give me some examples. I like it. All right. Well, we're gonna. Anything else for me? And then because we're gonna take a short break here.
Sure. No, I think that's great. I think if you were to go with the trapezoid face, you're going to get that's funny, that's creative, that's that likes to have
I
fun.
love
that's
funny.
Yeah, she
sporty.
likes funny.
The funny trumps a lot. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have more facial readings with Kelly S. Weber. Yay! And Eve, Monica, and Mema Carmo. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, hello. Welcome back to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht. We have the amazing Kelly S. Weber, our facial reading consultant, on the line, talking all about facial readings for both business and your personal life. We got Eve Monica here, president of Sip with Socialites, and astute tarot card reading in the realm of love. And Mima Carmo, who's on the phone, president and CEO, Tiger Lily Foundation. And you can find this best-selling author and coach at mimacarmo.com. So, all right, who's up? Who wants to go next? I mean, we got mine. I mean, I got some good notes here. I mean, you want my pen?
Okay, I'll go next.
Oh, you're going to go next? All right, what do you
Okay.
want? Here, you can write your notes.
Okay.
I can't remember.
All right, so,
We'll find out, but let's read Eve's
yeah,
face.
read my face.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. All right, let me jump over here to take a couple of notes because I wanted to make sure. Okay, so Eve, your face is round.
Round. I have a round face,
yes.
not oval.
And-
Okay.
I can send this to you too if you want to.
Okay, all right, well, that's probably fine. Yeah. So,
There you go.
Okay.
But you actually have the most trusted face shape. You know, you are, everyone loves to get along with your face shape, which is great.
that's true.
You notice a lot of salesmen, a lot of salespeople have round shaped faces. They're just great. They're like entertainers. They love to be at parties and have a good time. So that's a great thing to have. And then you love a lot of comfort in life. You love the little things, the things that just make you feel good, a type of thing.
Eclairs.
You're also very
She just sounded like, did you say clears or eclairs?
I said eclairs.
Okay. Just wanted to just double check that real quick.
Okay.
And you're very creative, and you too can actually think outside of the box. You're very good with being creative that way. Jen too, you have the high arch on your eyebrows, so you're able to, you're very action oriented, just like Jen.
Yeah.
Making quick decisions. You have very high personal expectations of yourself, and you like to let everyone know, like, hey, not that you tell them this, but you seem to think that you know what's best for people and yourself as well. So you like to give your input where you'd like to.
Know it all?
No, not know it.
I'm kidding.
No, it's almost like you, when you talk to folks, you're like, here's what you need to do. Like you want to help people.
Yeah,
You're out there.
That's true.
Yep.
Let's see here. You've had a strong mother's influence as well. And let's see here. Your eyes are a little bit smaller. So you're someone that just doesn't trust right away. You're not someone to express your emotions right up front. You hold back. You're just private. You're a little suspicious of people and their actions sometimes. But even though you may not trust a lot, you're very trustworthy. So that's an awesome trait to have.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you like to spend time being in, maybe a little more in your own head than out there all the time. You just like to keep things in and kind of focus and be a little more, I guess, analytical, that type of thing.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see here. So you have a little more of a fleshier than the bony type nose. There's different types of shapes and sizes, but it tells me that you work very hard, and you're someone that enjoys the quality instead of the quantity of things.
Yes, absolutely.
The
Yeah.
finer things, the little things in life. And then I noticed that you have smaller ears. Doesn't mean you have small, tiny ears, but just small ears. And you're just someone that doesn't take a lot of risk in life, that you're someone that is a little more cautious with just going out there. Usually someone with larger ears would be more of a risk taker and going out there.
Oh, wow.
I did notice one thing on your left ear towards the top.
Okay.
That, like at the rim of your ear where the skin kind of comes over.
Yes.
And then right about, I'm looking, and it looks like around 8 years old, maybe 7, 8 years old, if there was a life event that happened. I don't know what, obviously, but it could be anything from you moved schools, you moved homes, your parents got divorced, or anything like that. It just shows that there was a little bit, something that was taken away from you. So I don't know if something like that happened around that age or not, but not that you have to take it, but I just noticed that on your left ear.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have to think about it. It's a long time ago.
Age,
Yeah.
sometimes at that age, it's not like something like a big thing when you're an adult, but I mean, that could, rock your world at that age too, you never know.
Yeah.
And then you have full lips too. So you are able to express your emotions, but you only express them when you're ready to do it. You're not someone that just starts talking and letting everything out. You're very more reserved.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I got from the pictures that I went out there to take.
Okay.
I love it.
And then what shape face should I is my match?
You could be with a lot because you're that party fun person. So I would say either another round face person
Okay.
or even someone that has the oval shape face because
Okay.
they're a little more easygoing. So if you're the party person, you want to have that balance sometimes that you may want to have someone a little more easygoing than someone that's just full bore, try to tell you what to do because you like to have fun, but you also like to, balance yourself a little more.
Yes. Yeah. And then who should I stay away from?
I don't want to always put down the triangle face, but
Yeah, everyone with a triangle face, you're done.
But I think triangle face is already down, right? Because it's like this.
So you take it by the cheekbone, or do you go by is it here or is it here? Because I'm thinking if you're thinking triangle or here or show me.
so you would be wider at the top, so you'd be squared up here, and then you'd have a smaller chin. So it's almost
Okay.
like the trapezoid, because your trapezoid, you're more square of a chin.
Okay, so like
Okay.
trapezoid's the square. Okay.
Yes. And then you'll notice that
region.
someone from, I got to look it up before we end the show too, so I can give you some
Yeah.
examples.
Yeah.
So the more of a pointier, smaller chin,
Okay.
and that's the difference between the two.
Yeah, we'll have a
Okay.
read everyone on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see examples so I know.
Yeah. Me too.
We do. It's imperative.
Yes.
Okay, Mayma, your turn.
I'm ready.
right.
Let's make it happen.
Okay, so you actually have an oval face shape, which is great. Like I just mentioned a minute ago, you're very easygoing. You're sensitive. You're aware of other people's feelings. You're not someone that likes conflict. Also, you have a very big heart. And I noticed on one of your pictures, you're a linear thinker too, just like Jen. So that's a great trait to have.
What'd you say?
too have-
I'm what?
you're a linear thinker, so you kind of
Okay.
think in order. There you go.
Got
And you've had a strong mother's influence and father's influence. For your eyebrows, you too have action-oriented eyebrows, so you're able to make decisions really quickly as well, just like Jen and Eve.
Oh, we all have
And
them.
That's probably
I
why we
like
like each other.
yeah,
Probably why we get
We're all
along.
strong women. Strong women in the house.
Yeah, I mean,
that's very true. Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Now, what's nice is that Jen has the almond eye, and then Eve has the smaller eyes, and then you have round eyes. So there's your balance, right?
Yeah.
So you're really good at showing your emotions. You get out there and you're able to say what's on your mind. You don't hold back. Another good trait to have with round eyes is that you don't repress a lot of emotions because you're always telling everybody about them. You're letting people know, hey, I'm
sure,
happy.
I don't
I'm
have
sad,
that.
whatever, but so it's a good thing to have. You can be a little bit moody, but it doesn't usually last very long because you are more of an easygoing person, but you can get, rattled a little bit. But it does take a lot for you to get mad. I noticed too that, you might have a bark, but there's not
That's
much
very
of a bite.
true. I rarely get mad.
Yeah, and I noticed that from your eyes. It takes you're a very soft-hearted person, so it takes a lot to get you up there. And then probably when you do reach that point, it's not as
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I'm done. What? Yeah, I'm all out there, and when I'm done, it's zero. It's no coming back.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it takes a while. Then it kind of exhausts your energy inside too. So it's not it's not worth your time to get upset like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So your nose is a little wider across the bridge area, and that just tells me that you work very hard. You're able to make really good money,
Absolutely.
and it's and you like to collect things too. Not that you're materialistic, but you like to have stuff. You like to, whether it be maybe purses, shoes, or whatever. It's stuff. It's nice things. Let's see here. So your ears, you also have small ears, so you're not that big risk taker either, which is a fine trait. But I did notice on a couple of things on your ears too, that on your right top rim of the right ear there that there was something maybe around 3 or 4 years old that maybe you experienced, and instead of something being taken away like Eve, yours was actually suppressed. So I don't know if there was something that happened maybe that during that time. And then also I noticed it again around 7 years old on your left ear. So I don't know if you can remember anything that happened back in the day, but it was more of a suppressed emotion than
Interesting.
yeah. And then your lips are full too, so you're great. Like we said, at expressing your emotions. So you're out there and you love to and enjoy and let everyone know that's how you feel. Hopefully that helps you. Or that
I like
validates
it.
a little bit.
It's very close to being, almost 100% accurate. I like it. That's
Oh,
very
good. Thank
interesting.
you.
Love it. All right, so who should she
I
stay
do.
away? Who should she go towards?
Yeah, who's my compatible face match?
I would stick with someone with an oval face. Sometimes when you go, I would never go with a square or maybe a rectangle, but not a square. A square would probably just dominate you and tell you what to do every minute of the day. But
Well, that sounds fun. Hashtag.
I have a friend who likes Mima, and I think his face is oval, isn't it?
I don't remember him.
Isn't it, Mima? Isn't his face oval?
It is oval.
It is. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
there you go.
There you go. Let's get back on with that one.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
What about my face is more, you said my face match is more oval? Is that what you said?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Awesome. What about what is my next second best match besides oval? Just so I have options here.
Talk herself out of it.
I would actually put you with someone that had more of a rectangle face, because those people like to lead, but they don't have to be controlling. They're mentors. They like to have fun, and I would go with that because those are people that I would love to be around, and that everyone else likes to be around as well, because they're fun people and they don't have to be that, like I said, that dominating type feel.
I love that. That's some
Interesting.
good info.
So oval first and then rectangle.
And stay away from the squares.
Like I said, you're easygoing. You have a soft heart. You want to be with like-minded people, right? You don't want to be going out with someone that's like the squares or of course the four
Literally, the
triangles.
squares.
Yeah. Stay away from the triangles, the squares. We don't want those. But
Never knew shapes had that definition.
I have to say these readings are very interesting because a lot of what you said matches our zodiac signs. Because Mima is a Taurus, and Taurus is collect, and they like to own, and they're like, stable, pragmatic. And then there was some things about Jen, which is totally Virgo, and the stuff about me being cautious, a little suspicious, because I'm a Scorpio. That's amazing.
Right.
oh, and I love what you do. I think that is Eve it's awesome. I love.
She is so on point.
Yeah, so it's amazing how these facial features correlate also with your sign.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm picking up. Huh.
That's great.
I love it.
It's going to all work together. I love it. So talk to us a little bit, because we're going to get into some dating dictionary. I got a really good article that just came out yesterday, so you can listen in on, Kelly, by Lisa Bonos from the Washington Post. It's all more dating dictionary. It just came out yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
I was like, ooh, it's a doozy.
Ooh.
So we'll get your input on that as well. But, how do people get in touch with you? I mean, I know you said about the podcast, but also you're talking about webinars, or you have some training, so you can talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I do some seminars as well. I usually, for businesses, I'll customize the seminar to what the need of the business is.
Okay.
For instance, I have a friend that was in real estate, and the company they want to train their agents to work better with, walking in front of just a stranger. How do you talk to them? How do you know how to approach them? Are they approachable, or are they the looking at the eyes, the face shape, just the basics of face reading? You can learn that in a short period, and it kind of helps you just understand and work better with business and your personal relationship.
Absolutely. I mean, knowledge is power. The more stuff that you have, to help you gives you an advantage. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic.
I know.
Yeah.
I love it. And they can find you is at kellysweber.com, correct?
That is correct. Thank you.
Yay. I know, that's easy.
It is very
It's
easy.
easy. I'm like, yeah, Kelly S. Weber.
And your Instagram.
And everyone, yeah, because you did a good job. Great branding,
Oh,
by the way.
Kelly with an I.
Yeah, Kelly with
That's
an I.
right.
Thank you. Sorry. Yes. All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, you can stay on with us. We'll love to hear your input on this because we have a few minutes left. So a lot of people have been asking, either they're like dating dictionary, like, oh, I love it. There's so many dating terms that, we don't know about. So I like to go through them on the show because not everyone has heard them. And I said questions about like, what's breadcrumbing or what's ghosting?
Yeah.
And so I picked a couple. I mean, shout out to Lisa on Twitter. I mean, she has a really good article. So make sure you go and follow her and see the article for yourself in the Washington Post yesterday. So the first one, benching, as she says, this is what happens when someone's put on a romantic prospect on the roster, but not in play. They might be benched by agreeing to date you only to reschedule, maybe even several times. They're keeping their options open and are probably dating multiple people at once.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good term.
Yeah,
Yeah,
benching. Like,
yeah.
You gotta bench.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that one tonight.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Word of the day.
The word of the day. Tweetable moment. Okay, I'm gonna get my own benching team. You're gonna bench me. I am off your team. You will not bench me. Love that. That conversation with one of my friends. That's really funny. All right, breadcrumbing, which is similar to benching. There's more communication than actual in-person interaction. Breadcrumbing is when someone sends a consistent stream of really complimentary texts, potentially saying that they miss you, or only to never follow up or make plans. So you are turning into said pen pal, right?
I might be guilty of this one.
Yeah. But that's like, you think about it, it's the same with the dating sites. Like I was just having this conversation today with someone and I said, they're dating sites for a reason. You are there to ask them on a date. You're not there to text for 2 weeks to be like, how was your day? Great. Like, hello, are we going to meet? Because like I got enough friends that I could talk to on the daily.
But some people change their minds.
Which is fine, but
Yeah.
someone said after like day 3, if they don't contact you or ask you on a date, that you're gone.
I would say if you're being breadcrumbed, then yeah.
Like, or, yeah.
But I think it's pretty much obvious. If a guy likes you, he calls. If he doesn't like, he calls, or if he's busy, he'll ask you out and say, I'm really busy. Can we have dinner or whatever on the other date?
Right.
But if a guy is just texting and doesn't call, he's not interested. He's just kind of filling his time with you and other people, you know? So once
what were you
if a
saying
guy
today? Oh, you gave a really good example when we were chatting before the show.
Oh,
It's good.
well, it's funny. So a guy might say like, we're dating, just to a girl. If they're dating you, dating means they're kind of dating you casually, right? If or you say to a guy, we're dating, it means you're dating, a couple of people.
Right.
If a guy said, if you're together and it's just kind of you're being, you're his date every other weekend, whatever, or you're seeing him every other weekend, you might say, we're seeing each other. So we're seeing each other. It's a step ahead of dating. It means there's just like 2 options. Maybe just 2 guys you're kind of seeing.
Not like a harem.
It's not a harem is when you're dating. When you're seeing, it's like, okay, there's, like one person and somebody else who are kind of like, you're not sure about. And then when you say that this is my boyfriend, then it means you have just the one. So dating is kind of like just kind of, playing the field, being open, just kind of dating, whatever, exploring your options. Seeing is more almost exclusive, but there's one other person kind of lurking. And then when you're committed and exclusive, then you're with the one person. So be careful what the guy says or the girl says. Dating,
Right, yeah.
dating, seeing, or exclusive, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
I
point.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is a lot of people didn't know about this. It's called cuffing season. Cuffing.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. Oh, I saw this. Okay. I did. Okay.
Cuffing season. It's nearly upon us. Winter is coming. it's cuffing season is a period between October and February when it's colder out, and regular Netflix and chill buddy seems more desirable than keeping your options open. As it gets darker in the winter, the body produces more melatonin, making us sleepy and groggy, more like a homebody. Biological anthropologist Helen Fisher said the lack of light might make people want to stay in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cold out. I mean, you gotta put layers.
Yeah.
Get a body pillow.
That's true.
Yeah, but then they have those blizzards, and the people get snowed in, and then they have those blizzard babies.
It's a good point.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, because what if you're on Netflix and chill like with
Yeah.
someone, and then you get a 5-day blizzard, like you get to know them real well.
Yeah, real well. A couple bottles of wine. 9 months later.
Oh God. I love it. Okay. Next one, ghosting. That's pretty obvious. When someone ends a relationship, cutting off all communications, perhaps because they're scared of confrontation or they have a sense that the person they're with is dangerous. I mean, I never heard that before, but okay. I get it. I'm sure there is, but ghosting can happen when you've only been out a few times or even when things are serious. I mean, that's pretty shitty. I mean, any way you look at it, like, be human out there because you never know. It's a small town. I tell this example all the time. Girlfriend walked into business.
Done it before.
I know. I mean,
Sometimes it's like you just have to. You don't even have it to give anything else. You're just like, I'm
Well,
disappearing
I mean,
now.
so is it ghosting in a relationship and one person disappears, or is it ghosting when you're kind of starting out?
No, they're saying it's either way. They're saying that you get
you can
ghosted.
ghost at a party. Like you just leave
I
a
think-
party, not say goodbye. That's ghosting too.
Yeah.
I think the word should be pre-qualified, because if you're just kind of like talking and then you kind of texting, then it's not really a big deal. But if you're with the person in a relationship
Or been dating for a while.
if you're
that's true.
dating for 2, 3, 4 months, that's a more hurtful thing. I think that should be, I think, that to me, that's ghosting. If someone just blows you off after, or you blow them off after, 2,
Right,
3, 4 months of dating.
You should tell them in person. Don't do it over the phone. So, I mean,
Don't not text.
Right.
I think that's really hurtful.
yeah, because then you just have to keep that on your back of your mind, and then maybe they're just sadistic like that. You
The
just
awful
want that.
thing is like when you see them.
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh,
you're like,
this is
oh,
embarrassing.
hello. So like in this kind of situations, do you just say, I have one or two choices. I can pretend that I didn't see you, and they'd be like, hey, oh, sorry, I didn't see you, because you 100% saw them, and all your
Yeah.
girlfriends saw them too. And like,
Yeah.
oh shit, here we go.
No, the worst is when they're like, oh, I was calling you and texting you, and I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I mean, like I used to say, like,
I didn't get that. Must have been some communication issues.
I was
it's virtually
unaware.
retrograde.
I mean, it's a lie, but it's also like sometimes they're just too much.
But the thing is, doesn't the average person know that if you don't respond to 2 or 3, 4 or 5 texts, like just if I send somebody a text, they don't respond, I'm not gonna email them or text them again. Like it's not gonna.
People are like, well, maybe there's a chance. Maybe not after 10.
Yeah, it's just if you were my friends, if you like me and we're friends or we're having a conversation, whatever, there's interaction. So it's like common sense to me. If the person does not respond, I ain't texting you again. I ain't texting, calling, sending carrier pigeons, nothing. Like
Carrier pigeon. Hashtag that on Twitter. Carrier pigeon.
No carrier pigeons. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
And don't leave me out and say, oh, I texted you, you didn't text me. Because I didn't want to talk to you. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I
I mean,
didn't
like,
talk
is it
to
really
you.
that cut and dry? Or like, can you say, because we'll tell ourselves anything we want to make ourselves feel better about the situation. Like, oh, they're busy, or they probably didn't get it yet, or there's they lost power, or the battery died, or they lost their phone.
It's good to be thoughtful, because I don't want anyone doing that to me.
Yeah.
I try to just say I'm not interested, or I'm busy, or I'm dating somebody, or
Yeah, dating karma, honey, it's real.
I say, I always say if I'm not, I say I'm dating, or I'm busy, or something.
Right.
But I would never leave a guy totally hanging, unless he's crazy. If he's like calling, texting, then I will block you.
But the good thing is nobody calls anymore, so you don't have to worry about the phone ringing.
Yeah, well, this guy gave me a ride home, like, after my parties, and then, it seemed very nice. Spoke for a couple minutes. Then he wanted to go to dinner, and I was like, okay, maybe not, I don't know. And then I think he went to town, and he came back, and I was like, no. And then he kept calling. So it's like, you know what? I have no words for you. I can't even answer the phone.
I love Eve like blocks everybody.
Yeah,
She's
it's like no more.
You're done.
It's too much. Too much.
Oh my
He
god.
just wore it all out.
We wore it all. Well, I cannot believe how fast this hour went. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. Thank you so much, Kelly, Mayma, and Eve. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Jen.
I mean,
Thank
I'm
you, Kelly.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mima.
Kelly, you're gonna text me later to show you the picture so we have an examples for everybody who we should be on the
You know,
lookout for.
I thought of one. Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, triangle face.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
With
No.
Yeah. And then also like trapezoid. Do we know one?
Pitt.
Oh, that's good. That's a lot better than what I thought.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he's handsome.
Yeah, he works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking about the shape, you know?
like he worked. Sounds good. I love it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.